Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Whoey Ood, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. Today, as always, I'm here with my co-host Cam, and my name is Ben. How are you doing today, Cam?
Doing better than yesterday. We're
Yeah,
recording this.
yesterday was is it Wish World Day?
No, it was Reality War. Wishwood was last week.
Which we should have an episode out with your thoughts.
Yeah, this would have been weeks ago because again we record these in advance,
Yes.
and also this delayed this podcast from coming out because then that podcast would have to come out sooner because of course that's more timely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had to record a 30-minute therapy session of me talking to a camera to cope from that. So many baffling things. One main baffling thing. I just still can't wrap my head around it fully. I don't know if you got spoiled, dude. You're gonna get spoiled.
Spoilers. The only thing I've seen is, of course, the picture of the sea devil that you sent me.
Oh, that's not a spoiler.
And then, like, on Twitter, I've seen stuff that's like poorly aged. Shuti Gatwa wants to fight the Daleks during his tenure. So I'm like, I don't know if it was a regeneration or what, but I'm assuming this is it for Shuti.
Hmm.
I don't know the specific. I'm assuming there isn't a new doctor, or else I would have heard about that.
Well, they might be. We don't know. It's so bad. I'm just gonna tell you, man, because you're gonna fucking find out about it.
At some point in the next 5 years, I'm
So
sure I will
I'm gonna
learn.
tell you because this is content, Ben.
Just like don't tell me, like, the contents of the episode, but tell me just, like, what is this horrible conclusion that it comes to?
Shooty got what regenerates,
Uh-huh.
and he regenerates into Billy Piper.
I into
You don't know who she is, probably. She's Rose Tyler, the first Doctor Who companion in the new series.
Yeah.
Yeah. What like baffling. Baffling.
What does that even mean, though?
Who knows? She's not even credited as the Doctor, it just says introduced it just usually it says introducing blah 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 as the Doctor. It just says Billy Piper. So we don't know, maybe she isn't the Doctor?
Is she the 16th? Is she Rose? Was Rose the 16th all
Well, no,
along?
that's not it. It could be like other shit that's spoilers that I can't get into. Like spoilers for that era of the show that of course since you if you are watching this for the first time, Ben has not seen any New Who, or at
Yeah.
least you only watched a little bit of season one. So you should know who Rose Tyler is.
Yeah, I know her general shtick. I don't know how she ends up.
It's so creatively just bankrupt of an idea just because it's like you just brought back David Tennant and Catherine Tate. Now, not even like 2 years later, you're bringing back Billy Piper as well. And now, like, there's the debate of, or you see the Doctor, and then like it's just, and also we still are in confusion of what the fuck the show is going to be. What is the state of the show? Is the show coming back? Is it not? What does this all mean?
I mean, we have the war between the land and the sea, with presumably those designs of the Sea Devils to look forward to.
Yeah, and everyone was just like, "Wow, they made the sea devils because they made them look like the shape of water creature. Like that's what they look like now. They don't look like sea devils.
Yeah, it just
Look like fish guys,
yeah, it's missing that kind of reptilianness and is now just fish guy.
generic fish guy. Who knows?
Who knows what the future holds?
It's just a baffling thing to be like, okay, now Billy Piper may or may not be the Doctor. Shooty's gone, by the way. And here's the tune trailer for War Between the Land and the Sea. Have fun, everyone. Goodbye. It's like, what the fuck? End note of a season. And a Doctor is that. There's so much confusion in the air of just like this obviously we can kind of know behind the scenes stuff. This was not planned. This is totally Shooty got where a couple of months ago was like, yeah, I'm done, guys. Peace out. I'll come back and reshoot the ending of the episode to do my regeneration, but I'm done. And then so they had to film that regeneration back in like February. But like,
Hmm. Damn, he didn't even make it to 3 years.
yeah, he did. Everyone's joking that like he did the Colin Break. He got Colin Bakered, 2 season Doctor.
Damn.
There was so much like again like the own like he's the only doctor since Paul McGann that did not face the Daleks in the or the Cybermen or the Weeping Angels. None of that.
None of those huge, big, iconic monsters.
Like that's crazy.
I mean, hey, maybe in 5, 10 years he'll do Big Finish.
Or no, with the show as it is now, who will just regenerate into Shooty Gatwa again.
Yes.
Ugh. But this is not about reality war. Again, if you want to listen to thoughts about that, go listen to the bonus show where I just go all in depth into that and also just reality war as an episode because there's so many baffling things in the episode. It's just a terrible episode of just creative decisions that just make me so just dumbfounded.
Is it over? Are you fine if the show gets canceled now?
Honestly, that like I was listening to. I'm a big fan of the podcast Review of Death, the Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah.
I was listening to their podcast episode about reality war, and they mentioned a good thing about that. They brought up a good point about this regeneration. That every other regeneration is a kind of a tangle of like, "Ooh, I'm excited to see what this new actor is going to bring to the role." But with this one, it's like, "Oh no, I missed." They like just all of my desires of like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see what the show goes next." Is just completely died. It just made me go, "Oh, that's just stupid. Come on."
Yeah. I guess the first time with David Tennant was cool, but now it's doing the same thing again, but in a more confusing way. Doesn't interest you.
But also, David Tennant was the Doctor. It's like, okay, you can bring back David Tennant. Like David Tennant's still, you know, just weird. Just why bring back Billy Piper as the Doctor? If I understand maybe bringing back Billy Piper, but like as the Doctor, presumably we don't know yet.
Clearly, it's by generation, so they're gonna bring David Tennant back with Billy Piper.
Uh,
That's the only solution.
and we still don't know why Piper generation is a thing, Ben. Well, we know why, but we still don't know. So many questions, so many questions. Let's move on to classic Doctor Who, Ben.
Alrighty. Today we are talking about the androids
Oh,
of
before we move on, Ben, how are you doing?
uh I'm fine. Probably better than you. I've been
Just wait 5 years, Ben.
yeah. Yeah, I've been addicted to this new game I got, which is really good. And I kind of want to be playing it right now. But gotta do the podcast.
What's the game?
It's The 100 Line Last Defense Academy. It's a very anime game, so I don't know if you would like.
Probably not. But what's the concept, Ben?
It's by the creators of Danganronpa and
Mm.
Zero Escape teaming up. I'm sure you're familiar with maybe at least Danganronpa.
I own Danganronpa on the PS Vita, Ben.
Big fan.
I bought it and I played like a little bit of it. I couldn't really get fully into it. I love the design of Mamakuma though. Great
Oh yeah.
design.
And this it's a little bit derivative of Danganronpa,
Mm.
but I don't know, it's like sci-fi, aliens, it's half like both of those people do. It's half visual novel, half something else, and this something else is a tactical RPG.
Interesting.
Apparently, it's doing some really interesting things. Supposedly, it has 100 endings
Hmm.
and but I feel like I'm getting close to the end, and I haven't made any choices.
Hmm.
Like, it takes place over the course of 100 days, and I'm on day 89, and I haven't it's been completely linear. So, I don't know how there's gonna be 100 endings, but we'll see. I mean, this is like I've looked on, like, how long to beat, and it's like a 100-hour game, and I'm on 20. So, clearly, there's more to it than meets the eye. It's really good story, very invested in the characters. I'm playing it every opportunity
Mm.
to the point where I should be editing and I'm not editing.
You got a week extension now.
I do. Yeah. Stones of Blood, I have some time to edit. So, but I'll get back to it. But today we are talking about classic Doctor Who, specifically the fourth serial of season 16 being The Androids of Tara, broadcast November 25th to December 16th, 1978 on BBC One, This was written by David Fisher. Again, he directed, of course, Stones of Blood last week, and he did a 2 back-to-back stories, which I think is fairly unusual.
When did it happen before, Ben? Do 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 do.
Uh,
Let's see if you remember.
I don't remember.
Planet of Evil and Robots of Death. Chris Boucher,
Ah,
the guy that we always don't know if we're saying the last name right.
mhm, that's right. Yeah, and directed by Michael Hayes, who I think this looks like it's his first one. He's gonna do Armageddon Factor in a bit, but this is his debut.
I mean, doesn't he go on to do City of Death?
Yes, he does.
So it goes on to direct one of the the upcoming worst stories and one of the upcoming best stories.
Indeed. And of course, this is Graham Williams. We're just about halfway through his era. And yeah, Cam, what did you think of the Androids of Tara?
I I think I've just come to the conclusion at this point. I kind of already came to the conclusion to this, but I don't like this era of Doctor Who. This is just not my era, my cup of tea. That's the thing with Doctor Who is that sometimes there's just eras that since it changes its format, and that's one of the best things about the show. The ways that Doctor Who can change is at the best things about the show.
Mhm.
This when Doctor Who changed from the Robert Holmes era and the Hinchcliffe era to this, I think it's such a downfall. And like this is just one of those stories where I'm just like, I just can't get into it. It's fine. I don't think this is as bad as like I prefer this to like Reboss Operation. But there's just something about the story that just doesn't click for me. And I know that some people really do love this story. I can kind of understand why. The setting is kind of interesting. That kind of medieval science fiction setting. Just setting just it really works for me. And this is just one of the scenarios where I just don't like that Doctor Who. It just doesn't jive with me. I think the first part's fine. Like it's intriguing, and I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen? But then what happens is kind of just keeps on getting repeated of just oh, Romana's kidnapped. We gotta save Romana. Oh crap, Romana gets kidnapped again. Like, there's some interesting things about like politics and using androids as like you kind of think the androids of Tower is gonna be like the villain of this story, but it's kind of more just like a plot device in this story of using them as like political tools, which is kind of interesting, but also I don't know. Evil androids would have been cool. What did you think of the androids of Terra, Ben?
Uh, yeah, I didn't really jive with it either. I agree with pretty much everything he said. It kind of rides this line between this medieval, historical, and then, sci-fi, androids and laser gun,
A cool flame like laser sword.
but it doesn't really do either well. I see that there's some interesting ideas here, like people getting replaced with androids. There's this like classism, peasants and nobility, doppelgangers. I I don't know, it doesn't all come together though. And I'm just kind of bored for most of it. I agree the first part where there's a little bit of mystery and is interesting, but when it's just like political shenanigans with the climax of the most underwhelming sword fight I've ever seen to no music, it's just not good.
There's something fun about the doctor in the first part just for going like, "Screw this, I'm going fishing."
Yeah.
That's the highlight of the story, the doctor just being like, "Screw this key of time shit. I'm going fishing, Romana. Have fun."
Yeah. I wish it was more of that.
Just the doctor fishing and Romana the whole story is Romana having to deal with something. We just cut back and the doctor's like, "God damn it, the line broke."
Uh, Completely unironically, that wouldn't have been better. If it was just the doctor fucking around and Romana getting the key to time on her own, dealing with all this bullshit.
But also isn't it always a great sign to a story that there's just a doppelganger that looks exactly like one of the characters in a story?
Mhm.
Like, somehow that works in any other world. Somehow, probably mostly down to how good Patrick Troughton is. But for a story like this, it's so just like creatively just convenient.
Yeah, there's a lot of plot that happen, there's plot devices and plot conveniences. It doesn't really explore the ideas it presents, and I'm just kind of bored and uninterested. It's no Underworld. I guess I like this more than Reboss. I agree, but it's just not doing much for me.
At least this story has the count. Like Reboss Operation didn't even have the count, you know?
Yeah, the Count is like he's like a B minus villain.
That's being generous. It's like I would say more like a C minus, but the Reboss Operation had like an F tier or almost non-existent tier villain. So like,
Yeah. It is another kind of over the top. Oh, I'm gonna get you, Doctor. Yeah, I'm evil. But in a way that works. Not as good of an overtop the villain as like the captain or anything, but he's good. He's fine. I feel like the biggest misstep here is Romana. Like it starts off promising, like, oh, this is gonna be a Romana heavy episode.
mhm.
We can really delve and explore her character. And she's mostly just a damsel in distress who gets kidnapped multiple times. And we're almost done with her, and I feel like I still don't have a good sense of who she is and what her values are. And none of these writers seem to agree on how she should act.
Just to go back to the count real quick, when you were talking, I was trying to find the letterbox review. Shout out to Adrian on Letterbox. It said the villain had one of the biggest noses I've ever seen. That is the best letterbox review I saw of the story. Because my god, that guy had a big nose. But totally agree, Ben, with you that like, what are they doing to Romana? And just like, it feels like how you would write a female companion in the '60s. It's like we come like even Joe wouldn't be kidnapped that much and just be used as a damsel in distress. And it's definitely not Sarah Jane, and especially not Leela.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the story with Leela, like, Leela would have got out of that, would have got out of captivity, would have been killing, guys, and that would've been fun,
Oh, I miss Leela for sure. Every companion is different. I'm okay with that.
like, it's just so backwards.
And it feels like every time she's different, if they went all in on like I don't know. I feel like she's kind of snarky and that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need more.
And also, it doesn't help with an episode like this when you split them up, it's just like, what's the relationship like between the 2 of them? There's not really they don't really form a relationship in this one, because 'cause they're
Yeah.
always apart from each other, and it was the same for last story, and also the same for the previous story, so we really haven't got that much of a companionship between the 2 of them.
Yeah. And unlike Leela and Romana, they can't carry it. I'm not gonna put it on the actor.
Oh, no, definitely, she is good, she is performing well from what she is given.
Yeah.
It's just the problem is she's not really given enough.
But it's not doing that thing where I'm not equally invested in these two characters.
No.
I'm always more interested in what the doctor's up to. And oh yeah, I guess she's kidnapped. Oh, he has to tend to the prince's wounds. So, yeah, okay.
The Doctor has some funny moments in this. That I would say is one of the highlights. Is that you can definitely tell it's similar to the last episode, Stones of Blood, where Tom either has found a new energy for this role, or maybe it is just David Fisher is writing him well. But he seems like he's back on form again. Of just like he's just quipping left and right, and he has some great lines this episode. And then there's a couple moments where that made me laugh. In particular, a lot of the times with him and like that God in episode 1 and part 2, where that was really funny, and then also when K9 came to save him, that had some funny moments, but that's one of the very few positives I would say about this story.
Oh yeah, Tom was always pretty good. And what did you think of the other companion here, K9?
Not memorable this episode, definitely a step back from Stones of Blood.
He had one good gag, which was the boat.
Oh, yeah, the boat was good.
Master, I forgot about K9.
Poor K9. Thank God that we're gonna see more of him in his spin-off show when we get to that.
Well, it's not BBC, so we'll see. I'll watch, Shakedown, but I'm drawing the line at K9.
We have to at least watch the pilot.
Maybe.
Not maybe, we have to at least cover the
We
pilot.
have to?
Oh, yeah. We don't have to do the series, but we at least have to, like
Are they 20-minute or 40-minute episodes?
I don't know, I think they're on YouTube. Not think, I've watched the first episode not watched the full thing, but I definitely watched a little bit of the first one. It's bad. It's really bad. It's kinda similar to Savage Adventures where it is a kid show.
Oh, yeah, it's the first episode is just on YouTube officially. It's 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah, we don't have to cover it. Is John Leeson in that?
Uh, that's a good question. Yes, it is John Leeson.
See, Ben, that's kinda canon-ish.
Does that make it canon if it's Bob Baker and John Leeson?
Network. On Network 10 Australia and Disney XD UK and Ireland. So this is the first Disney Disney Doctor Who collaboration. But that kind of sums up the androids of Tower more that we more want to talk about K9 the show than the Tower.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't have that much more to talk about. It's just I went in it with a open mind, but I was just kind of disappointed. I feel like the androids aren't utilized well or enough. I
Yeah.
want more androids in the androids of Tara,
Oh yeah. Not just as plot devices.
not just as here's two of them.
But George was funny having the android called George. Like that was good.
Yeah, it was slightly funny.
Did you know, Ben, that Mary Tam considers this her favorite Doctor Who story that she was in?
I did not know that.
She said she liked the setting of Leeds Castle, her costume, her fellow actors, and that she could play 3 pots.
Romana 1 has had some good costumes for sure.
Yeah, but her first one's the iconic one, the white like jacket in Rebos. That's the one.
Indeed.
So to the point that I'm looking at the the Target novelization, they just drawed her in that outfit on the cover.
Oh, yeah.
But like I can understand maybe why somebody would like this one just because of like maybe they would vibe with it more than us.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the Letterboxd reviews for this story, it has like it has a couple of 2s, it has a couple of majority I would say 3 stars, and then like there's a couple of 4-star reviews here. And like I understand that in some ways, even though I think I'm probably more in like the 2 to 2.5 range.
Yeah, if someone like there's definitely problems here, but also I don't really like the setting,
Yeah,
which is could be a potentially a main positive for someone else. But yeah, what else is there to talk about?
we talked about the count. What about the prince? Got anything on the prince, Ben?
He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the duel at the end. What do you think of that?
Bland. Nothing really memorable.
Yeah.
Kind of like the story.
And about 75% of it, there's no music and it's very slow. And just like comparing it to like the sword fight, I forget which story it was.
Sea devils?
Yeah, Sea Devils. Like I want a sword fight like that, where there's like
Yeah.
tension and action and not just I poke you, I block. I try and poke you and I block.
Remember Roger Delgado, Ben?
I miss him every day.
And just like the unit family too. I'm missing the third Doctor.
Yeah, there was something to be said for having that kind of, that status quo
Yeah,
very comfortable. Having a full cast of characters
yeah,
versus here's just 2 and a robot dog, and everybody else is brand new every
yeah.
time.
And also like the whole Key to Time series has that problem of they can only really go to Earth once. Because it doesn't make sense for the Key to Time to be on Earth multiple places, you know?
At multiple points in history.
So like we are stuck with only one Earth story for this whole season, and that's rough. Doctor can pull off maybe once or two alien settings, but have a season that's the majority of an alien setting. You not have any like variation of like, okay, we have a historical, and then we have like maybe future Earth, or maybe we have like slightly future Earth, or we have a present day story. Having it all be on an alien planet every week, it's just makes the season just not work as well as other seasons. I think personally.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this is gonna rank low on the seasons that we've watched. looking ahead and being slightly influenced by Power of Kroll and the Armageddon Factors rating.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like it only goes down from here.
Hopefully season 17's good.
Well, like at the end of the day, Douglas Adams is a script editor for season 17, so there's a lot of jokes.
And we got Lala Ward, and we
Yeah,
got City of Death
and Shada.
and Shada.
At least Destiny of the Daleks has the Daleks in it.
Yeah, it feels like forever since we last saw the Dalek.
Yeah, especially compared to Pertwee, where it was like at a point one every season.
Yeah, once they were there, it was every season had one.
So I think that's about right. Have do the Daleks every 3 years. You know, don't
I
overdo
guess
them.
that's why Shooty never got one.
Yeah,
He couldn't make it to that 3rd year.
but now it's just that sad thing of just well, and now we're gonna see the Daleks next. Who knows? It could be in 2030. We'll see when they bring back. I don't know who. The Doctor. People were joking the next one's going to be the next companion, Freema Agyeman as the Doctor. And it's going to continue. Catherine Tate as the Doctor.
Or it could be Matt Smith.
Matt Smith's too busy, dude. He got House of Cards, not House of Cards, House of Dragons.
He'll quit House of the Dragon
Morbius 2. Morbius 2 is going to be any day now, man. They're going to announce it.
any day.
He's got to return as his peak character of Milo.
Maybe Mila will be in Spider Noir.
Hopefully.
We will see.
But anyways, Ben, well, this is not a Milo podcast. This is a Doctor Who podcast. So give us our cliffhangers, Ben. Actually, no. Before cliffhangers, no. Best and worst special effects.
Yeah, worst, I think the dummy stand-in for when the android Reinhardt had the spear thrown at him.
No, no, Ben. Ben, that's not the worst.
What is the worst then, if not that? Because that looked really bad.
Let me get the name. The Tarian Bear. The Terran Bear, dude. The Terran Bear is awful.
I forgot about that. That little man that's in the story for about 30 seconds.
How can you forget? it's the it's the Terran Bear.
Or it's a wood beast, yeah.
Yeah. Shock character options never made an action figure of the Terran Wood Beast.
Yeah, I guess that's worse. What's the best then?
It's also the Terran Wood Beast. 'Cause that kind of rules.
Little bit. I thought the android, like without the faces, it looks like it's basically the same as it was in the Android Invasion, but it still looks good. So how do we fix the androids of Tara?
Great question. Have the part 2 reveal. Okay, hear me out, Ben. Part 2 reveal, the Count is an android. Dun dun dun. And we deal with that. We deal with something like that. That like it's not just like a plot device. It's like no, there's actually androids taking over, wanting to take over the government. Like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I will say, when in that first part where they are talking, they're like, "Oh, yep, we'll harvest Romana for parts," and that led me to make the assumption that they are androids. That like the androids of Tara, everybody on Tara must be an android.
Mm.
And what? There's a real air quotes human here? That's what is going on.
Oh, that would be interesting. That everyone on this planet is android. That could be cool.
Fighting like mock wars or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And like you could even play with it. Like this is kind of like a renaissance fair for the science fiction people, but like they stopped coming to this planet, so that all these androids are just left to like reenact this stuff.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, the initial concept based on my flawed assumption, my flawed assumption, I thought sounded like a way cooler idea than what we got.
Yeah, no, that's definitely that would be a cooler story.
Versus here is two androids, and they talk about it like, oh, it's a thing that happens. There are people that are androids, but it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
So that would be my change to this story. Of course, that's just a completely different story. That's cooler. It's not really improving this
No,
one.
because you could keep a lot of the same things about it that you have the count wanting to take over. Like you can do all the political stuff that could still be there if there are still androids, but there's that added level to it that like they also are so you get rid of all the
Or if it's like a android like cell group trying to
yeah
overthrow the human nobility.
Yeah, something like that, and like those abilities, the only there, or something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Ah, well. So you ready to talk about cliffhangers?
Yeah, what did you think of the key to time this episode, Ben? Do you think what were your thoughts about that this episode?
Like most episodes, it's kind of just, oh, yep, key to time. That's right. Yeah. It doesn't really come into play that much.
No.
It's just also there.
But this was one of the times where they got in like part one, they found the key to time. It wasn't like
Yeah.
in part
They
four.
find it in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the trick is to keep hold of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they a lot of this key to time stuff is mostly incidental.
I wonder why.
It's like the stories were written without the key to time, and someone decided this season is going to be one arc around the key to time, and they just inserted it into pre-existing scripts.
But also, like that could be a possibility, but I was also thinking just like for the writers, it's just difficult to write a story around that. You kind of just want to tell your own story, and then you're like, oh shit, I have to add on this thing. So I'm just gonna add it on like in the second draft, or like I don't the writers do not care. They don't care about the key to time, man. I don't know if you can tell.
I can tell. It's very, very clear.
Because like it would be kind of cool if an episode was just focused on like that was there was a clear obstacle of like no, this is we have to get to the key to time. The key to time is, but like that's kind of the reboss operation. Like I don't know. I think it would be more interesting if that was kind of more focused. That was the plot, like more in the center of the story, these stories. But majority of the time, it isn't.
Yeah, most of the time, like Pirate Planet and Stones of Blood, let's do this story, and oh, there's the key. Let's grab it and go. At the end,
Yep.
we found it. Ah, well. For cliffhangers, first the doctor is drugged and falls unconscious, and Count Grendel comes in and he smirks victoriously. Second one, it's in the throne room. The doctor shouts, "No!" grabs the king's staff and runs up and hits the princess who's bowing. Third, Romana is kidnapped again. What's the best one here, Cam?
The first one, not
If you
great.
say so. Two piques my interest slightly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, why'd he do that? Did he just bludgeon Romana to death?
A little kid would find that like pretty pretty crazy. But also I couldn't imagine a little kid being interested in any of Androids of Terra.
No.
Like, could you imagine a 6-year-old watching the entirety of this story, Ben?
No. I can see why you might have not watched it, or if you did, you did not remember from the box set.
Like, that's what a lot of the Invasion Time stuff was just like, I maybe watched 1 or 2 episodes and was like, "I'm good."
I get it. So, Cam, it's time. How would you rate this episode?
See, I said early on, it's like, I would probably give this, like, on Letterboxd, like a 2.5, probably not a 3, a 3.5. But a template scale is different. So I'm now looking at my scores. It's like, all right, yes, I do think I prefer this more than Reboss Operation. I don't like this as much as Pirate Planet. So I have a little bit of a room. I gave Reboss Operation a 6.7 and Pirate Planet a 6.7. So I got that range. So now it's like, okay, is this going to be more? Is this more near Reboss Operation or is this more near Pirate Planet? And that's hard. I think I'm going to go 6.1. I think that sounds right about this story.
So lower is the worst one this season?
No, I gave Reboss Operation a oh, sorry. I gave Reboss Operation. I'm sorry. I was looking at Invasion of Time. Never mind.
I mean, if
Never
it's a
mind.
6.1, it's a 6.1.
No, 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 no. Huh. I rated Reboss Operation too high. Maybe it's just that I like that first part. That first part was good for Reboss Operation, but I don't
It
remember
was.
anything for that story except for that first part. That's hard. This is a hard one, Ben. So yeah, I gave Reboss Operation a 6.7 and Pirate Planet a 7.5.
I mean, you can always rate it lower even if you'd rather watch this one.
But see, I think for the first part of Reboss Operation is better than anything in Android the Terra.
Yeah.
This doesn't have Fred, so like, but this does have K9 in the boat. So I'm gonna go a weird one. I'm gonna go a five. No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick to 6.3. I'm gonna do that one. That sounds good. About right for me.
I also said I preferred this 3 boss, but I'm also gonna rate it less. Yeah, it's like a I'm gonna do 6.1, I think. I did not vibe with it.
Join us next week for Power Crawl. Maybe this will be better.
Fingers crossed.
It's written by Robert Holmes. It can't be that bad, right?
He has a good track record.
Ben, you already watched it blink twice. If it's really that bad. Ladies and gentlemen, he just blinked twice. Join us next week while we contemplate why we decided to do this podcast.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Peace out, everyone.